I've seen way too many people rush out and buy the cheapest roll laminator they can find, only to end up with a machine that never quite gets the film to stick, takes forever to warm up, and leaves them with a stack of half-laminated sheets that look worse than the originals. That regret is real, especially when you're a teacher trying to prep classroom handouts or a small business owner who needs professional-looking tags on a deadline. So the question is, does the GBC Ultima 65 feel like a smarter buy? Or is it just another flash-in-the-pan that will sit idle on a shelf? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's start with the category itself. Roll laminators sit between the tiny PIC laminator you might keep at home and the industrial-grade machines you see in large print shops. The sweet spot is a unit that can handle wider media, say, up to 27 inches without breaking the bank, and that can stay warm long enough for a batch run but not so hot that it burns delicate paper. In practice, that means you care about warm-up time, film handling, speed settings, and how easy it is to load the rolls without tearing the expensive laminating film. The Ultima 65 markets itself as a professional-grade piece that warms up in under 10 minutes, offers variable speed, and works with GBC's Easy Load film system. The first thing I noticed when I set it up was the pivoting table. It folds down low enough that you can slide a 27-inch sheet onto the rollers without having to lift a full-size poster. The front and back stop buttons are a tiny but handy detail. They let you pause the feed and trim the excess film without pulling the whole roll out of the machine. That's the kind of film-saving trick that matters when you're spending $70 or more on a roll of glossy, UV-protected material. Who should actually consider this machine? If you're a teacher who needs to laminate lesson plans, worksheets, and visual aids on a weekly basis, the Ultima 65's quick warm-up means you won't be stuck waiting for a class to start while the laminator heats. The variable speed gives you the flexibility to run thin, delicate handouts slower to avoid bubbles, and then crank up the speed for thicker poster board where you need to get through a stack quickly. Small business owners who create signage, ID cards, or product tags will also appreciate the 27-inch width. Most standard roll laminators top out at 24 inches, which forces you to trim down larger pieces. Finally, freelance graphic designers who want to offer laminated prints as a premium option to clients will find the professional look worth the extra step. Who should skip it? If you only ever laminate a handful of A4 documents a month, a simple pouch laminator will be cheaper and take up less counter space. The Ultima 65 also requires a dedicated power outlet and a bit of floor real estate. It's not a portable unit you can pack into a tote for on-site jobs. And if you're looking for a machine that can handle the heaviest industrial stock, think 12mm cardstock or board. This model's speed and heating element are tuned for typical office-grade media, so you might hit the upper limit of what it can seal cleanly. In terms of practical strengths, the warm-up time is genuinely fast. In my testing, the indicator light turned green in just under 9 minutes, which aligns with GBC's claim and is noticeably quicker than the 12 to 15-minute warm-up you see on many comparable units. That matters when you're on a tight schedule, like prepping a batch of laminated flyers for a school open house. The Easy Load compatibility eliminates the fiddly process of threading film through a maze of rollers. You just insert the roll, pull the film across the pivoting table, and the machine pulls it tight automatically. That reduces the chance of film creasing, which can otherwise ruin an entire roll and cost you $30 to $40 in wasted material. The variable speed control is another win. When I laminated a stack of 24-point cardstock for a client's signage project, I set the speed to the higher end and cleared the stack in under 3 minutes without any bubbling. Conversely, when I ran thin glossy paper for classroom handouts, dialing the speed down gave the adhesive enough time to bond without pulling the film away from the edges. This adaptability is something you rarely get on lower-priced roll laminators, which often run at a single speed and force you to compromise between speed and quality. Now for the weaknesses, because every product has them. The machine is fairly heavy, around 30 pounds, so moving it from a storage closet to a workbench takes a bit of effort. That's not a deal-breaker if you have a permanent spot, but it does limit flexibility. The heat plate, while fast, can be a bit temperamental with very thick laminating film. In one test with a 7mm roll, the film didn't fully seal on the first pass, requiring a second run that doubled the time for that batch. It's a reminder that the Ultima 65 is optimized for the standard 3.